Almost everybody in the country has condemned the killing of Dr. George Tiller. But in dangerous corners of the national debate about reproductive rights, Scott Roeder is being glorified. On talk radio, online, and among the adherents to anti-abortion terrorism, with whom Mr. Roeder has associated himself, he's being praised. We'll start with Steve Deese, a radio talk show host on WHO in Iowa.
Are babies in Kansas safer today than they were yesterday while George Tiller was still taking in oxygen? Yeah, is the answer to the question. Maybe the fact that we have a lawless society that has not protected these babies from this infanticide created the Scott Roeders of the world, who in very John Brown-like fashion illegally took matters into his own hands, saying if the system will not deal with an evil, then to hell with the system.
Scott Roeder, a hero like John Brown, killing not to stop slavery, but to stop infanticide. That was a talk show host named Steve Deese on talk radio in Iowa. Consider also David Leach, who publishes a newsletter called the Prayer and Action News, to which Scott Roeder subscribed and submitted articles. David Leach tells the Associated Press, quote, "He will be the hero to thousands of babies who will not be slain because Scott sacrificed everything for them." Mr. Leach told the Iowa Independent, quote, "So far, the Bible discussion I have seen overwhelmingly supports anyone willing to sacrifice everything in order to physically stop an abortionist from killing thousands of babies." The Prayer and Action News website itself today says, quote, "So far, the only way to save hundreds, arguably thousands of unborn lives now has been to destroy abortion buildings or kill abortionists." Regina Dinwiddie is a longtime anti-abortion militant, says she knew Mr. Roeder. She tells CNN today that Tiller's murder was, quote, "absolutely justified." She told the Associated Press that she is glad about Dr. Tiller's death, saying, quote, "I wouldn't cry for him no more than I would if somebody dropped a rat and killed it." Dan Holman, a member of an anti-abortion group in Iowa called Missionaries to the Preborn, says that Dr. Tiller's death was something to cheer, telling CNN that he thinks abortion would also justify assassinating the president, calling him, quote, "deserving of death." When Dr. David Gunn was shot dead in 1993, the militant anti-abortion movement made a hero out of his killer. At least 6 of the people who publicly declared themselves supporters of Dr. Gunn's killer, who signed a public declaration of their belief in the justice of that murder, themselves went on to do time for anti-abortion violent terrorism, including 2 murders. Within 2 years of Dr. Gunn's murder, 7 more people would be shot and wounded at American abortion facilities. 4 more people would be shot and killed. As this same radical fringe now celebrates the accused murderer of Dr. George Tiller, calling Scott Roeder a hero, are we ignoring warning signals from the radical right? Is this a signal of a very deadly pattern that we have seen before?